Shalom. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Call Allah Yamla, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakahakadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect. It's Brother Isaiah with the Spirit GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakahakadash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right. Lack of accountability is a feminine trait. It's a feminine quality, a feminine trait. I call it a quality, but because it's a negative aspect to have. Okay, but you see it amongst modern women. Okay, that they have a lack of accountability when they're confronted with things that they do, but you'll see it in men too. I actually forgot to add a word in there. Lack of accountability and deflection are feminine traits. Okay, because you have the lack of accountability, which is to not accept when your actions have done harm. Okay, which, like I said, you got men that fall into that category. Um, hey, some of us may even have been guilty at times of not being able to accept, okay, how your actions may have affected others, right? But you also have deflection, and deflection, of course, you know, how can I put it in an imagery standpoint? It's like it's like getting blocked. You going in for the dunk, and the nigga blocked you, and you ain't make the dunk. You got deflected, okay, or reflect. You can even think about the word reflected. All right, and what you have in that particular instance is when an individual is confronted with a negative thing they may have done, but instead of confronting the thing that they have done, they would rather point at something that you may have done. Okay, and those are indeed negative female, feminine traits, man. Okay, and that's kind of what you're seeing here happening amongst a lot of people, that try to come against the truth. They tend to be very deflecting and very lacking in accountability. They'll sit up there hypocritically, okay, and say things about you, such as the guy who was doing old ranting and raving with his hair lined up. Okay, then you want to sit up there and talk about GMS and we don't keep the law, bro. You're breaking one of the basic laws and commandments that all the camps teach of marring your beard and rounding the corners of your head. But then you want to sit up there and point at somebody else. That's a very feminine quality, okay? And as men, we're supposed to take accountability for the things that, okay? So we have to be, be mindful that we're not falling into that spirit of not taking accountability for the things that we have done. Because sometimes we do things and we don't understand or we don't know how they affect other people, okay? Especially amongst men, amongst brothers. We could offend a brother, and a brother you may not never know that you offended somebody because they're not really taught to communicate, emotions. All right. And so what you end up with is a lot of hidden, animosity and things of that nature. Okay, which is not good. It's not good for the body to have hidden animosity and things of that nature. So it's best. The scripture says, "Open rebuke is better than secret love." Sometimes it's better to get that thing off your chest, that where a brother may have offended you, than to be sitting up there holding a grudge, okay, because you don't want to offend somebody or whatever the case might be, man. Okay. And as a brother, let's say you the brother that has done the offense. Hey, Shalom. GMS in his likeness, Shalom. Ecclesiasticus. Hold on, Salaki. Be here in a second. Oh, it came off the screen. It's the water for the scripture, right? I can't put it up now. There's snow on the roads out here. But the water for the scriptures again. But we got to be mindful that You know, when somebody tells us that we've done something to offend them, that we consider. You know, there was a lesson that a brother did where he said he was face to face with Satan. Okay, the water. Woe be to few hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that go both ways. Right, right. So you don't want to have a fearful heart, faint hands. Hey, that's a beautiful lesson, especially in these times we're in, or a beautiful scripture. It's kind of not exactly going into it but to even talk about too, because we're in the times where you can't be fearful and having faint hands. Okay, faint hands mean they're not the hands that are not working. Put them hands to work. Okay, got to put them hands to work. Do the work. The apostle put out the decree: reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. That's right. Reprove a wise man, and he will love thee. That's what the rest of that scripture says. And hey, it says, "He that reproveth a scorner getteth a blot." You know, and maybe through the spirit why I hadn't posted this lesson that I did, because sometimes it's just not profitable to go into it with these, these wicked ass men. You know, it gets to be childish, at a certain point. So I just kind of probably gonna let the elders handle that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people get under your skin and you say certain things. But nevertheless, man, they want to, as the apostle said, we're supposed to be doing one lesson a day. Okay, brothers, find your way to do that. Find your way to do that every day. You know, I do the live streams. The other brother in the camp, Danyala, does his live streams every day, from what I've seen, to the best of his ability. So let's get this work put out there, okay? And hold ourselves accountable to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is what the lesson's going to is. Like I said in the beginning, the lack of accountability and deflection are feminine qualities that we should avoid. Okay, we should hold ourselves accountable when we're doing something. And when a brother tells us that we've done something, okay, an elder might say, "You've done this or done that," or tell you to be mindful of something. As the scriptures say, examine thyself whether that be in the faith. Know ye not how Hamashiach dwelleth in you, except you be reprobate. Okay, so there will come times where a person will say, "Man, well, this, that, and the other, and this, this is how you offended me." And I've been in a situation where the person that it was being said to just couldn't put it in their mind. They couldn't accept it in their mind that what they actually did actually had that effect. They just kept deflecting. Well, you this and you that and this and that, and it's just like, bro, just accept the fact of what was said, that you offended, and okay, just try to make it right, or apologize if you ain't going. If anything, right? Because the scripture say a brother offended is harder to win than a fenced city. Okay, reprobate silver shall men call them, because Yahweh have rejected them. Right, right. Yep. That's what happens when somebody gets casted out of the truth, man. They become reprobate silver, or you could even call the 2/3 that. Because what happens, when you go into that reprobate, if I'm not mistaken, the definition goes into being tried out. Okay, being tried out and being tested. And during that test, if you fail, there's a whole thing on the ground. There's a whole analogy that goes into it. Okay, the analogy of the seeds. Okay, that's essentially those seeds being tossed out represent the word. Okay, in the different scenarios represent, uh, whether people, well, it actually represent the people, Salakia. Okay, and you water those seeds, and so when you find out certain seeds get planted in these people's minds, they go through different. Sometimes you got the seeds that's planted on what is a stony ground, and they get for a little bit, and then boom, the birds come and eat it, or the sun come and burns it up. And we're not gonna go through the whole analogy, all right? But you don't want to be reprobate silver, man. We want to be that proven righteous gold. Okay, it says, fine gold is tested in the fire, and acceptable men in the front of adversity. Okay, so we want to be acceptable men, and through the adversity, come out fine gold. All right, get and purge our impurities. That's really what it comes down to. The Lord's us through a purging process. Okay, and it's not easy. It's very hard. It's very hard to change to develop a positive habit. There's a book called The Slight Edge, and it basically gives you a plan on how to develop positive habits. Okay, but it's not easy. If it was easy to develop a positive habit, then you'd have a lot of people doing more positive things out there. But it takes consistent effort daily. Consistent. You start small. You do a little bit here, a little bit there, until finally it becomes a full blown habit. Okay, like second nature. But it's just hit play. Went through the spirit, had a little title about this accountability, and about holding ourselves accountable. You know, holding ourselves accountable, being and just being mindful. Because it's real easy to be in your own thoughts. Hell, I've been in a situation where I was trying my best not to offend a person and still offended them. And sometimes you can't avoid it, and it sucks. But you just got to look at yourself and try to uh, realize, is it because of something that I did, or is it just because this person is very sensitive? These are all possibilities. Sometimes an individual is just so sensitive that no matter how way you word it, they'd be offended. you know, so it can be hard sometimes dealing with relationships. And that is not just between the man and the woman. That's between friends, brothers. You got different spirits, and different spirits respond to things differently. You can say one thing to one brother, and he'll take it like a champ. You know, you say that same thing to another brother, he all offended. Y'all looking at you like, nigga, what are you talking about? You know, I don't know what this nigga doing. He passes. Anyway, so yeah, these are things that we must be mindful of. And as the scriptures say, Paul said, "What? I come all things to all men that I may win them." And the scriptures say, "Condescend to brothers of low estate, to men of low estate." Sometimes you gotta meet a brother on their level in order to be able to deal with, because you might be dealing with a member of the elect. As the scriptures say too. You never know. You might be what is it? Speaking to an angel unaware. So be mindful how you treat everybody. You know, even the homeless person. That homeless person could be an angel in disguise. And if you treat them negatively, the Lord could be writing that in your notebook. Lord, like, okay, I see how you is. Because you got to remember, there's a scripture that talks about that. It says, there's going to be people that say, Lord, Lord, you know, He gonna say, depart from me, I know you not, ye that work iniquity. And they're gonna say, He gonna say, look, you ain't feed me when and clothe me when I was hungry, and you ain't look out for me. Like when we didn't do that. And He gonna be like, shit. When I sent A, B, and C, you ain't do it to the least of my brethren, so therefore you ain't do it unto me. So we just gotta be mindful of how we walk, especially in these times. Scriptures talk about redeeming the time because the days are evil. You see, so we gotta redeem the time. We gotta buy back them brownie points, them spiritual riches in the heavens, because who knows? It could be any day now when go to hell. I feel like my phone be tripping, man. I'll be watching back my little live streams, and sometimes it be gaps in the audio and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe Esau be doing that, and it seems like people be getting kicked out. I don't know how that works. Got to figure something out. Maybe I need a new phone or a new way to go live. Maybe I can use a different app. Lord willing, I'll find something soon. So I'm gonna wrap it up. So I'm not just rambling. All right. Call Halal Yulaya. How about Yamushai? By Shimmer Kahakadash. Love honor to your apostle elders, a great millstone. Peace, blessings, salutation, hopefully, elect. Shalom. Shalom.